Hello, my name's Larry Yazzie. I am from Meskwaki Indian settlement from Tama, Iowa, born and raised in a small Native American community. Right now I live in Minnesota, based out of Minnesota. I have a dance group called Native Pride Dancers, and I'll let my son introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Jessup Yazzie. I'm from Minnesota. I'm Meskwaki, Lakota, and Dene, and I'm 9 years old and I'm in 4th grade.
We come together as a dance troupe here at the Kennedy Center. Our dancers come from Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Iowa. We have different tribes from the Menominee, Meskwaki, Lakota, Dakota, Ojibwe, and Navajos. And our mission as the Native Pride Dancers is to inspire, to motivate through music and dance based on Native American traditions. And we go to different schools and different art organizations to break those stereotypes of Native American culture. And we've been honored to perform here at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts here in Washington, D.C. It's one of our biggest honors to perform here at the Kennedy Center. Our number one, I say, question we always get asked from the students is, do we still live in teepees? Or the typical, stereotypical drum beat of what I call the Hollywood version drum beat. It sounds something like this: boom, 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 boom. And I correct those, I break those stereotypes by giving them the correct drum beat and the correct drum beat that we dance to. Because I refer to that typical stereotypical drum beat as Hollywood, or the old John Wayne movies, the old black and white picture movies. And just we still today still breaking those stereotypes even today, and so that I can educate my son at the same time and let him be proud of who he is as a Native American, and let him know where we come from, where our roots come from.
It's a big experience for me. I'm learning a lot from my dad. He's my hero, and he's my favorite dancer, and it's really fun dancing with him throughout the whole world.
But the regalia, it's our life story. It talks about where we come from, our tribal identity, our clan spirit, our medicine, the tribal colors. Like, for example, you see the red eagle here, the red eagle on my beadwork, and it's, to us, the eagle is a very strong symbolism to all Native American tribes within the United States and the First Nations people of Canada, because we pay respect to the eagle, because we believe the eagle can fly so high in the sky it carries our prayers and our message to the Creator as we know Him. And so a lot of our dancers use eagle feathers, carry eagle wings, or wear eagle plumage in their hair piece, or part of their regalia. We've been asked to come back to several countries over and over again. For example, Japan. I just came back from Japan a couple of weeks ago for the second time, because different cultures around the world have the same similarities as far as we believe in spiritualism. We believe in all living things have their own spirits, and we as indigenous people, we pay respect to all living things here on Mother Earth, what we call the world. We call Mother Earth the world as we know her. And we've always lived this way through the teachings of my elders, my grandmother and my grandfather, is to respect this land that we live on, and so that we can create a better place for our children to come. So when I go to different parts of the world, for example, another country, Australia, I had the wonderful experience to collaborate with indigenous people of Australia. And same thing, their spiritualism is the same as we are as Native Americans. It's also a great gift to us as me and my son go around to meet wonderful people wherever we go, whether it be here in the community or different parts of the world. They all treat us with respect, and that's what I want my son to experience too, is that there are different cultures, in not only here in America, but in other places in the world, that we all have we share the same mission, is to respect one another. Jessup and I are what we call fancy dancers. Fancy dancers became popular in the powwow world back in the 40s and 50s. My father, Jessup's grandfather, his name is Jessup. So we named our son after my father, after his grandfather. He was a world champion fancy dancer back in his day. He is 90 years old now. He's still with us. It's a big honor for us to carry on this tradition as dancers and artists, as Native Americans, because we're passing on the gift that was given to us by our grandfathers and our elders, so I can pass it on to my son. And the fancy dance is one of the most flamboyant styles of dance today in the Powell country. And even in the performance arena, you'll see some fantastic steps that I'm teaching my son. My son can do the splits. I'm a little bit older now, but I still challenge him every day. And every time he calls me old man, I take it to another level. So try to show him up too, because we have a little duo whenever we go to elementary schools, and we leave it up to the students to be the judges who's a better dancer. And I think so far I've been winning every contest, right? I have basic steps that I teach the children, because I do what they call workshops and residencies in elementary schools. I go into a school and teach the kids basic steps of fancy dance, of Native American dance, the footwork, the arm movements. It's more like aerobic style dancing, and you can incorporate modern day music and dance into your dance steps. For example, I go to a lot of inner city schools, and hip hop is one of the major dance popular with students now today. So they'll incorporate some of the hip hop movements in my dance and say, Mr. Yazzie, can you do the crisscross? Can you do the sea walk? Can you do the moonwalk? So we incorporate movement like that into our dance today, because fancy dance, you can do that. It's more of a freestyle, and you're moving to the improv of the music, how you feel to the music. You can hear the bells. The bells help us stay in time, stay in rhythm of the drum beat. And I'll do what they call hops, and it's a lot of takes up a lot of energy and takes up a lot of creativity. You got to be creative at the same time when you're dancing. Are you ready? Here's the crisscross. Here's the hop. Yeah. When we dance, my father shared this wonderful story with me. My father, Jessup. He sat me down because storytelling is very important to us as Indian people, because that's one way we learn, is passing on the traditions through storytelling. And he once said that the feathers that we wear, the eagle feathers that we wear, the different animals that we put on our regalia, these animals come back to life as we dance to the rhythm of the drum. We have horsehair on our regalia. We represent the horse. We represent the eagle. We represent the sheep family. Because if you ever notice a billy goat in the cliffs, they never lose their footing. And it helps us with our dance, with the sure-footedness of the dance floor. So, and you can see here on this medallion here called the horse. Jessup's mother comes from Cheyenne River Sioux tribe of Eagle Butte, South Dakota, and her father was a rancher, raised horses. So she come from a family of living with horses most of her life. So that's what he does. He pays respect to his family, to his grandfather of the horses, because long ago our warriors would wear horses into battle or on a buffalo hunt. But the fancy dance steps that you see represent the horse, trotting of the horse, or the glide of the eagle, or the charge of the buffalo. and that's what we dance in honor of those animals and dance for our fathers and our grandmothers and grandfathers.